can turn the world on with her smile. Who can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile? Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. With each glance and every little movement you show it. Love is all around, no need to waste it. You can have the time, why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after all. You're gonna make it after all.
But I have to tell you, when I ran the first time for the House of Delegates in a rather rural northern Baltimore County district, and I had been at that point working in the party for many years, and I went to the chairman of the Republican Central Committee and told him that I was interested in running, and his response was, "Oh, no, we can't support you because a woman could not win that district." Well, that was like waving a red flag in front of a bull, and I worked very hard, and sure enough, I did win that district. And later on, I was very proud when the male-dominated Republican caucus elected me as the first woman minority leader in the House of Delegates.
Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Hey, sweet baby, don't you think maybe we can find us a brand new recipe? I got a hot rod Ford and a $2 bill, and I know a spot right over the hill. The soda pop and the dance is free, so if you wanna have fun, come along with me. You said, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me?
My name is Diana Waterman, and I'm very excited to be here today sharing my memories of Ellen Sauerbrey. Compared to Ellen, I'm a relative newcomer to this world in that I only joined in about 2006, but I remember my first experience of hearing about Ellen Sauerbrey was Ambassador Ellen Sauerbrey, and I was so nervous and excited about meeting her because I'd never met an ambassador before. But the one thing you see and you know right away with Ellen is no matter what title she's carrying, who she's representing, she's just Ellen. She is so down to earth, she's approachable, she is so friendly and kind and considerate. She is truly one of the matriarchs of our Republican Party and someone that everyone turns to when they're looking at running for whatever office, whatever field, getting involved, needing someone to champion their cause, whether it's campaign chair for Andy Harris's campaign, encouraging a soon-to-be delegate to run, seeking higher office, working with the Federation, or just showing up at an MFRW meeting to support whatever speaker's there. Ellen is kind of our energizer buddy. As long as I've known her, I have never seen her not be tired, to not give it her all the time. It is an honor to call Ellen my friend. I sought out her counsel on many times, whether I was running for chairman or seeking support for a change that we wanted to make, or being the MFRW president now. Ellen has always been there in my corner, as she has been in many women's corners, as well as many of the men in our state, urging them on to greater and better things, all in the name of service to our state. She is truly a great public servant and someone that I emulate and I would like to be when I grow up very much. Our governor, Ellen Sauerbrey.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow?
I first met Ellen Sauerbrey in the fall of 1993 when she accepted an invitation to speak to a young ragtag team of college Republicans at St. Mary's College of Maryland. We were in need of an inspirational leader and someone who could tell us what it meant to be a Republican in the state of Maryland in those days. She came with a very clear message of individual freedom, personal responsibility, and limited government. A message that resonated in that room and inspired many to become active in their state and local governments. It inspired me as well. The idea of a Republican governor in the 1990s was almost an anathema, but Ellen Sauerbrey helped make that a reality. She laid the groundwork for our Republican governor today, and her message helped unite people behind a common ideal. Ellen, thank you for your leadership, thank you for your vision, and thank you for inspiring others throughout your entire life of public service. And thank you, most importantly, for your personal friendship. You deserve to be honored today and every day.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. I guess you said what can make me feel this way, my girl, my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl. I've got so much honey, the bees envy me. I've got a sweeter song than the birds in the tree.
I'm thrilled to be here as part of the tribute to Ellen Sauerbrey, my friend and colleague and my idol. Ellen and I first met around 1975 and 1976 when I was mayor of Bowie and she was in the legislature as head of the minority in the House of Delegates. And she was someone that I went to, first met, and was impressed with her intelligence and her grasp of the issues. It took no time at all to recognize her as a tremendous leader, not only in the legislature, but in the Republican Party. And she set the pace and set the tone for me and for a lot of other future Republican women leaders. I am so proud to know her, and I call her my governor because she definitely won the governor's race in 1994.
You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Harold, what your mother said, read the books your father read, trying to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you, others take a different view. My, oh my, yeah, yeah. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Don't ask no questions, it goes on without you, leaving you behind if you can stand the pain.
When I first met Ellen Sauerbrey in 1979, she was known to her friends as Winky. Adored by the conservative wing of the Republican Party, she is one of our true leaders, and she was one of the earliest supporters of Ronald Reagan. In addition to her duties as minority leader of the House of Delegates, she was also very active in the National Legislative Affairs Council, where she was even elected the national chair. During all her legislative years, Ellen was a strong advocate for controlling the size and cost of state government while encouraging economic growth and job creation. Ellen was elected to be the governor of the state of Maryland in 1994 until Baltimore City miraculously appeared with more votes than the city had residents. Magic, how that works in the state of Maryland. President George W. Bush selected her to be the Assistant Secretary of State for the Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Migration, and also as the United States representative to the United Nations on the status of women in the Economic and Social Council. There she championed women's rights around the world, spearheading international initiatives to make women full participants in their native and legislative process in their native countries. She is a huge supporter of the Right to Life movement. In other words, Maryland, the United States, and indeed the world would be economically and spiritually poorer if it was not for Ellen's many selfless contributions. I'm so honored to be counted as one of her friends. Thank you, Ellen, for all you do for us.
And she was lying in the grass, and she could hear the highway breathing, and she could see a nearby factory. She's making sure she is not dreaming. See the lights of the neighbor's house, now she's starting to rise. Take a minute to concentrate, and she opens up her eyes. The woman's moving, she was.
Hi, my name is Faith Loudon. I'm on the Grassroots Committee, and I want to thank Ellen Sauerbrey for all that she's done through the years. I can remember her being at an MFRW convention in Annapolis and talking about what was happening to our schools when my boys were in the 2nd and 3rd grade.
I'm so honored to be asked to be part of Ellen's salute tonight. Ellen and I go back so many years, I can't even remember. But one thing that always sticks in my mind is her election when she ran for governor. I was on the election board in Prince George's County, Maryland, and she sure made my life interesting for about a month. It was too bad we couldn't find a few extra votes in Prince George's County, but she always is in mind of the Republicans, Governor Sauerbrey. Anyhow, from that day, we went on to elect 2 Republican governors. Who would have thought?
Good afternoon. I'm Dick Bennett. I'm a United States District Judge for the District of Maryland, and obviously now as a federal judge, I've been long out of politics, so this is not meant to be any political comment here, but I've been asked to make comments about my old friend Ellen Sauerbrey and her wonderful career in public life, and I do so with great enthusiasm. I first met Ellen when I was the Baltimore County Republican chairman in the 1980s, and worked closely with her when she was then a member of the Maryland General Assembly representing Baltimore County and was then minority leader in the General Assembly. We then came to know each other better in the 1990s when we were both statewide candidates for office in 1994, and I had great admiration for her, and both of us lost in close election campaigns. I was running for Attorney General of Maryland after having been the U.S. Attorney for Maryland, and Ellen was obviously the candidate for governor. We became much closer in 1998, and I was very flattered and honored for her to ask me to be her running mate in 1998.
Hello, I'm Nicolette Ambrose, Maryland's National Committee woman, and it is an honor to hold this position that was once held by the Honorable Ellen Sauerbrey. I worked on my very first campaign in 1998, which just happened to be Ellen Sauerbrey for Governor's second campaign. I know you really were elected governor of Maryland in 1994, Ellen, but it has been an honor to work for you and fight alongside you. And thanks for teaching me a great way to catch the political bug. And most of all, you have taught all of us in Maryland what a beautiful, strong, committed, conservative woman looks like. Thank you, Ellen, for everything.
Thank you for being a friend. is true, you're a pearl and a confidant. And if you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me.